I would like to ask you to speak to us about hardship and what is the purpose of hardship, if any, and if there are any benefits or how this benefits us, if it does. Hardship is a term you use to explain the difficulties you experience as you go about your daily life. But hardships in this sense relate to the more unusual difficulties, the larger difficulties in your experience. In this way, we would say that this type of hardship is useful only in that you're experiencing a new level, a deeper level of understanding. In understanding, we mean that there are many levels to the experience. You have the level of surface experience, for example, those evacuating from a hurricane. You have the physical experience of packing your belongings and driving to another location. You have the physical experience of discomfort, of being displaced. Of not knowing what will happen next. But you also have a layer of compassion. You have volunteers who are at the shelters. You have a new understanding in the collective. For example, those shelters are allowing you to bring your pets. We do not think this was common prior to the current era. You have volunteers who are eager to help. You have people all over the country and the world waiting for the crisis to end so that they may step in and help. This is a level of compassion you are able to experience that in your daily normal lives you do not see in this large way. So we would say hardship on a large scale, such as the current hurricanes, such as the wildfires, such as the avalanches, the various weather disturbances. These are large events that trigger large compassion. And when you can see this compassion in others, it changes you in a very deep level. And you are able to take this back to your day-to-day lives and be this compassion yourself in small everyday ways. And so yes, there is a benefit to these major disasters, and that is that you feel the opposite. You feel the compassion. You feel the safety in that people you thought were complete strangers actually care about you. They don't discriminate based on what you look like, where you're from, what your religion is, who your friends are, who your family are, what your history is. They don't care. They want to help. And you will be seeing this more and more and more. And we are not saying there will be more and more major disasters. We are saying these disasters trigger compassion locally and on a grander scale and on a world scale. And more people will be living this compassion daily. You see it locally as well. You see it in local charity events for individuals who have come upon health hardships. You see it in charities for animals when it is needed. You see it in children. Children are volunteering. They are providing things for the things that they see are not to their liking. And so this is the answer we think will help you, that out of these disasters, a level of compassion arises. This is not the only benefit. There is a sort of cleansing that takes place when you endure something seen as tragic, when you grieve for the lost, when you endure something and come out of the other side of it and you think, wow, I lived through that. You will sometimes feel also that it was maybe not as hard as you had imagined. The fear leading up to the event and the relief you feel when it's over are so in opposition that you feel stronger. You feel you endured it more easily than you thought you would. And also, you may experience an emotional catharsis where, you cry, you worry, and you have the sense of relief when it is over, and then you feel so much better than you did in your daily life before the event. So these are just two examples of benefits to what you would consider a hardship or a major disaster. And we are speaking to this from the perspective of the hurricane that people are experiencing right now. But you could apply it also to any hardships in your life, things that seem to reach a crescendo and build and build and build until you think you cannot stand the strain of it any longer. And then when the strain is released, you have a new insight on not only how strong you were that you didn't realize, but how compassionate people are and how people gather around you personally during a crisis. And you know that you have friends and family, but you see it. You see it in them, and it triggers the knowing that it exists in all. And so we would like to say, focus not in the disaster, but focus on the understanding you gain from the disaster. Focus on the knowledge of your personal strength, your internal strength. Because you know that when you endure something of this nature, you had not realized how much you could endure until you did it, till you accomplished this. We think this will help you to endure further hardships, if any. And again, we do not say that we see a great deal of hardships for you. We just want to say you have learned during these times that you become stronger, we would say, within yourselves. You You are bigger than you know. You're bigger than you think. Your small earth body cannot contain all that you are and all that you can know and all that you can be and all that you can feel and all that you can experience. And there's much more to be felt and experienced and to know that is coming for you. These hardships are just precursors to trigger this awareness of the greatness of yourselves. And so we would like you to not think of these as disasters, but as prompts, as nudges in the direction of knowing your true selves. Because more is coming, not more disasters, but more understanding of your whole selves. Because you are greater than you know. And we think that you are learning this in lots of ways every day, but especially during times like these where there are big events that trigger this knowing and this understanding. And so we thank you for allowing us to speak on this topic. And we are enjoying seeing how you expand and how you will expand further in the future.